Ryan Cole, thanks for taking the time. Had some fairly good success last week in Nebraska.
Yeah, the Nebraska trip is always a key event for us. Usually it's our developing crew, some of the freshmen getting in a first 8K or people that need a race as they, get going in the season or continue to progress in their career. So it's nice to, get away, get on the road, get that experience in, get a little more comfortable, familiar with that, but also get to sea level and run a race down at sea level and just see some people that we don't, some teams and some competitors that we don't normally get to see. So overall, it was a very productive trip for us.
Yeah. Now you head to Missouri. Is this the same sort of thing this weekend?
Missouri is like a preview of the national championships. So a lot of teams will go to this event and they want to see the course. So Missouri hosts the national championships this year. So when you look at the field, I think there are over 90 schools or programs that will be there this weekend. And so they divide it up into multiple races. Our men and women will be competing in the top race, and that race will have 32 teams. So again, very similar to the national championship field. And when you look at the teams that are going to be there, about 25 of the 32 are either nationally ranked or receiving votes in the national poll. So it's a little bit of a dry run of the national meet from see where you stack up, but also for the qualifying process at the end of the season. There are a lot of opportunities this weekend for that, but also getting on the course that hopefully we're running again in November, and then just comfortability in that type of field. And we have a lot of, when you look at both the men and the women, a lot of upperclassmen, so it's not their first rodeo. They have quite a bit of experience going into this. And so, yeah, we're excited to get out there and see how we stack up.
When you go into something like this, and there are so many good teams and good runners that you're running against, what is the mindset that you need to have, particularly because it's not too late in the season? What are you looking for?
Well, I think, we want to be one of those teams. So when you look at the good teams and the good runners, we feel like we are a good team, and to be a good team, you need good runners. So really, it's your peer group. And so you get to go out early in the season here and see how you stack up at this point of the season against your peer group. And then hopefully you stack up well enough that you help that cause for how our national qualifying process works. And that will help us get back to being on that course again with, probably a lot of those same schools and that same peer group, and hopefully be a little bit better at the end of the year than we are here in the middle.
Yeah. Here at home, it's Hall of Fame weekend, and a graduate from the Academy, a champion, a national champion. He was also second place and third place. Amazing guy, Mike Ryan going in. Your thoughts?
I think it's awesome. Probably a little bit overdue, in my opinion. But I think when you look at what Mike Ryan did here as a cadet to finish first, second, and third, and he transferred in from another pretty notable institution, both academically and athletically, from Stanford. And so to go to Stanford as one of the top high school runners, in the country, and then transfer to the Air Force Academy to be able to pursue the opportunities here, I think speaks very highly of wanting to go beyond just academic and athletics, which is why you come to the Air Force Academy. But then to be able to put on an Air Force uniform and go out and win a national championship, as well as being second and third, I mean, out of 3 tries, that's pretty darn good. Yeah. And I think people may look at what Mike Ryan did and say, well, it was a different era. But I think when you look at the people he was competing against, the year he was second, the national champion that year was Jerry Lindgren, and third place was Steve Prefontaine. And I believe that was the last time that those 2 college guys with Lindgren and Mike were the last time that Steve Prefontaine lost a college cross-country championship. So when you look at who he was competing with, those were some of the best runners in the world at the time. They're legends of our sport, and in Mike Ryan's name, it deserves to be right there with them. So to see him recognized is pretty phenomenal, but also to continue to inspire and set, I don't know, I'd love to think it's a standard or an expectation that, every year somebody from Air Force should be competing to win the cross-country national championship. But when you come to the Air Force Academy, to know that if it's in the cards and you prepare properly and you compete as well as you can, that is possible, is absolutely tremendous. So I think seeing Mike Ryan go in the Hall of Fame is absolutely awesome for our program. It's a great honor for him and his family. So we're really excited about that. And then the last thing, I think, when you look at his accomplishments, track and field, 21 events, both men and women. You go to a national championships, there are 21 people walking around that event for each gender, if not more, because of the relays that are the best of the best. Like they are the national champions. Cross country is one of the most highly participated sports in the NCAA, with over 320 programs for both men and women. And through our qualifying process, you take the best of the best. You all line up on the same start line. You shoot the gun, and there is one male and one female that walks away from that event as a national champion. And Mike Ryan was able to do that representing the Air Force Academy. So we're thrilled that he's going in and receiving this honor. Just pretty darn awesome to see what he accomplished in an Air Force uniform.
Yeah, it certainly was. Ryan, thanks. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.